What's up YouTube, Trinity here again. This will be the last deck profile for the day. I'm trying to catch up with 300 plus decks. I do want to post a bunch of updated decks for the current format. I'm going to be up, this time it'll be not a card by Vanguard, not Digimon, but it'll be one of my favorite older Yu-Gi-Oh decks that got support in Battles of Legend and in the Ice Barrier Structure deck. It's not a great deck, but with the latest support in Battles of Legend, it's pretty good. I'd say it's at least rogue casual at the level. I did go 3-1 with it at locals about 2 weeks ago, and the start of the Infinite Forbidden format. I lost to I believe it was Branded in game 3 because they Spooky Dogwood in time, and yeah, I just passed turn because I was hoping he bricked a little bit and I set barrier, and fortunately for me, I just didn't win it. I couldn't play through. No, I didn't draw barrier. I opened full combo, but I didn't want to go for it because Dogwood, I would have lost some time. It was a damned if I do, damned if I didn't situation. But yeah, this is one of my favorite decks besides Gimmick Puppets, Battle and Boxers. I have a lot of older Yu-Gi-Oh decks that I love, but never did build Battle and Boxers. I think they need another wave before I even try Battle Phase Focus. If they're not Tenpai, you're not playing them, right? Anyway, moving on. This is the Sideboard Nectar deck. We'll go with the main deck. We'll start off with the main starter of the deck, the best card. Revealer, the Ice Bearer. So you summon an Ice Bearer from your deck by discarding a card from your hand. And it has to be a tuner. So this is me, one of your main synchro enablers. She has a stun effect that says your opponent can't tribute summon. That doesn't really come up unless you're trying to screw over a Monarch player, I guess. I don't think anyone plays brick Monarchs anymore. Although I will say, I'm not a psychic, but I would expect the Monarchs to make a resurgence, judging by how they've been supporting older structure decks and just how far they've come already. We're almost, I feel, after the Presidra stuff, I feel like we're almost at the Arc 5 starter decks. I've been meaning to check myself out on that, but yeah, expect Monarch support in the near future. I just have a feeling. It's called a hunch, you know. We just got the 6 Samurai and the Presidra stuff, so I guess we should be getting close to like that really good Monarch structure deck, right? Next, we have the best 2 cards in the deck that came out in Battles of Legend. We have this Ice Barrier monster that I'm sure you've seen Runic players run because it's level 2. Basically, oh my god, I'm forgetting what it does for a second. You can basically make your synchro summons, make tuners by popping a card in your field. It makes a bunch of tokens, so you can easily link summon or synchro summon with it. It also just when it's sent to the graveyard, you can add any Ice Barrier card from your deck to your hand. And this card right here, when it's summoned, so summon an Ice Barrier from your graveyard. I believe level 4 or lower. Trying to look it up. I'm trying to read it upside down because it's been a while. Reading Yu-Gi-Oh text and memorizing it all the time, every single word, is a little hard. I know what it does when I'm playing because I can double check the conditions I forget. But basically, you use this, and you synchro summon one of your level 10 synchros, and this searches out your pieces, and you send this from the graveyard off effects, and it just lets you keep comboing. It's kind of like these are both your extenders, kind of. Speaking of extenders, we have a Speaker of the Ice Bearer. When she's in the graveyard, you can banish her to make a token. On top of that, you can special summon her if you control an Ice Barrier monster, and this can help you make certain synchro summons. Say if you have 2 of these for some reason on your board, you can make 2 level 10s. It doesn't happen a lot, but it can. And sometimes, if you're in a bad scenario, or you just want a card in graveyard for when you use this effect, I sometimes use her to make Bahamut Shark into Toad, or I make a Beast Dweller depending on the matchup. That's a thing you can do with that. And these are like the main Ice Barrier cards. You could run 2. I'm kind of debating on what I want to cut. Next, we'll move on to the 1-ofs. And another card you could be running 2 of, but I'm running 1. I think 1 is fine right now. Is Hexia, Spirit of the Ice Bearer. The best Froggle Boy. He lets you modify your levels. He lets you send Reveal Mirror Mage, and then search out with Mirror Mage. And yeah. It's a really good card. He also can be like a kind of mini Floodgate and reduce attack points. That does not come up a lot, but it's funny when it does. Next, I think my 3 favorite Floodgates, my 3 favorite 1-ofs would be Raiho, which I've had since I was a kid. I remember he was the reason I liked Ice Barriers when I was younger. I would tribute summon him when I was playing on the playground in like middle school with my friend, and like he didn't do much, but he was really cool looking and I liked him. And I'm happy he's really good now. And we have my personal favorite that is the reason I won game 1 against Branded. Shout out to Chris. Warlock of the Ice Barrier. She's basically anti-sprawl on legs. And then we have one of my favorites. I normally sideboard it out, but I like main decking it. Defender. A lot of people don't know what it does. Basically makes it so they don't out it in the main phase. It buys me a turn and they can't attack over it. So some people just don't know what this thing does. And it's always been my favorite ice barrier, even like back in the day. I just like how it looks. Plus the tuner, and it can make certain levels for you. And sometimes you can summon it and just pass if you brick. And if your opponent doesn't really try to out it, you can buy a turn. And then I played 2 Swamp Frog. Swamp Frog. It lets you send the Mirror Mage to search. And then for an extender, sometimes I side this out when I'm going second, but I run Ice Jade. It can just make another level 10 synchro, and you can send Mirror Mates and again search. So just having the ways to send Mirror Mates is really nice. And we'll move on to the spell cards. I run 1 Called by the Grave to get rid of hand traps. Main deck 1 Tactics. Ironically, it's a dead draw most of the time for me. I know how good it is to break boards, but sometimes most of the time it's dead. And but it's just good to have, because if you have it, you can play through what you can't have. I just like it as a 1 of. If I think it's coming up way more, I sideboard in a second one. I'd main deck the 1. This is kind of a flex spot. You can do whatever you want with that. 1 of Freezing lets me special summon from the graveyard and extender. This came up and one of the matchups. I don't remember because it's been 2 weeks again. I haven't been able to go to locals because of work, and I've just been really tired. But yeah, it lets you make sure Ice Bear is unaffected, your synchros, I mean, which can be very annoying to deal with. And then I play 1 of Winds of the Ice Barrier, mostly for the graveyard effect, but sometimes just being able to modulate cards from your deck instead to get the combo, the main piece that you need when you brick is nice. Plus it's an Ice Barrier card and it's searchable. Then we run 3 of the non-once per turn Rhoda for any Ice Barrier card. It's not once per turn. If they ask it, you just do a second one. If they drool you, I guess we're not mirror maging. That's kind of about it. It sucks and it can slow you down, but you can play through. Next, moving on from the main deck hand traps. This one I want to cut for Spooky Dogwood or something else, and because I found out in tournament it does miss timing because how the level 10 synchro is wording, but I think it's just nice to have, and it's just, I like it. It does come up. Yes, it can miss timing with the synchro, but I think it's just a nice hand trap this format. Not the best one. I think there's better options. I definitely would cut it maybe for Nib or Drool or something. I just don't have any extra hand traps, and this is the one I'm running for the spot. So this is like anything you want it to be. Then we play the standard triple Ash, Snake Eyes, and everything else. Branded. I love Ash. I love when people play Branded and they do through all their deck, and then they attempt to resolve Branded Fusion, and you drop Ash Blossom. And let's move through the thing so we make this video faster. Triple Effect Filler, self-explanatory. Purple M-Perm. That's it for the main deck. Moving on for the extra deck. We run 1 of my QCR Trishula. I have every rarity of Trishula except for the really expensive one, but I like that one the most. We run 1 copy of my boy Trishula. Currently on 2 copies of Lancia. Just because it gets outed a lot, at least in my experience. And I just like having the second one. I'm also very as you've seen for Vanguard, I like being prepared for situations. I don't like the one Yu-Gi-Oh mindset where, oh, you're not gonna have another turn and you should just scoop it up. I get that philosophy, especially with how the game has evolved, but I like, if I can afford to have the extra space, I personally like having the card, because then I can go into it again and they have to out it a second time, which is the reason I used to run 3 Storm Barriers and the Laundries in a 41 card deck, because I thought it was funny. You know how mad people would get. I sold that deck off because I got sick of playing it. But yeah, float players are dirty, right? Anyway, for a double of this, just because we're on 2 of this, just so we can summon it. And because there's space, I don't really want anything else that badly in the extra deck. This card banishes 3 cards in the field. We all know what Trishula does. The other one, I didn't explain it. When your opponent special summons, you can special summon any Ice Barrier from your deck, graveyard, or extra deck. So you can get the Floodgates out. That's how we summon the 1-ups to our opponent's field. And like the anti-spell and the Raiho. And whatever you really need in your situation. Sometimes you'll need Dog against Senpai. And just randomly, they have to try to out it. But yeah, and this banishes 3. And then this floats into this, which can float into this. Or you can just float right into this. They all float into each other somehow. Except for him. But he's the original, so you know. Yeah, moving on. We have one of the best synchros. The Ice Shade Synchro. Just protection. It's really nice. I think the standard turn 1 is make this and Lancia set an imperm and pass. Not super strong. Sometimes you'll have Toad with it. It's nice. 1 Cheng Yong, Sword Soul. I can't say the name. Chengyong. I don't know why I can't say his name also. But yeah, we run him. Just really good level 10 water. Run this for the mirror line, Ravenous Crocodus. And we run the 1 copy of Coral Dragon. I don't really go into that line a lot, mostly because I forget the combo sometimes and like on the spot, but it has come up and it has won me a lot of games. So I suggest watch MVT's video. He has a video where he does it. Just try to memorize this combo. I'm really bad. I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh all the time. When I do fine, but I'm not the best player. I think there's definitely better cards I can run, but this deck has, I mean, I won 3-1 and I barely play enough, so, you know, it's something right. Then we run 1 Dragite. You make it in certain matchups, just a good synchro. 1 of the old Veronic. I tried the new one. I don't like it as much. It's not bad. It's just not an, 1 is not an Ice Bear, so you can't summon it from the extra with Lancia. And 2, I just think this one's better in combination with all the other cards, and it can bounce multiple cards, and it's not just one summon. It's like activated during the main phase. That's it for the Synchro monster package. Then we run Link monsters. I'll just run 1 copy of Coral, Ammonia, Marine Cess, summons from the graveyard, 1 Dweller, Bahamut Shark, and the Toad, and that's it for the extra. Moving on to the sideboard. We run 1 of this. This can be anything else. I'm thinking about dropping it. It's kind of a floodgate for certain matchups. I sideboard this. As a 1 of, just because going second, I kind of want this. It's like an extra extender, and it concerts me a card if I need to, and it helps me modulate my synchros into certain levels. Like, being a level 5 is really important, but I don't like main decking it because it's kind of dead going first sometimes, and I just don't like it that much. But yeah, that's it for then we have this because I'm a Gimmick Puppet player, and there's another Gimmick Puppet player at my locals, and I figured the best, and there's Nightmare. This is my out to the Nightmare lock when they sideboard. That's how I won game 2. Well, I lost game 2 against Brandon, but I just opened the nuts, but I still just couldn't have any follow-up, and he just had Brandon Fusion again, and I just couldn't do anything. I had Ash, double Bestial, Tactics, evenly matched, and then I had the freaking Searcher. I had the Ice Barrier Medallion, and then he asked my Medallion, and he top-decked Branded Fusion, and I didn't have the Ash, so I just kind of lost. But it was so funny. He tried to Nightmare lock me, and I said, no, not doing that. Not doing that today. No. And again, for spells, 1 Tactics. I sideboard a 2nd copy for certain matchups. Duster and Double Cyclone, standard. Pretty standard. I didn't draw these in the branded matchup both times, which sucked, but we had this Dimension Barrier. I just didn't draw them, and then we have the evenly match, which I did draw. And that's it for the Yu-Gi-Oh deck. That's my Ice Barrier deck in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed. It's one of my favorite old decks. I'm very satisfied with the Brand of Legends, although I do have 1 Rant for Konami in particular, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only Ice Barrier that says this. Why is this not an Ice Barrier? Why is it not an Ice Barrier? Lancia, Ascended Dragon of the Ice Mountain. Why is it not an Ice Barrier? It can't get protection. It's not treated as an Ice Barrier to extend. Why? Is it a balancing thing? Does somebody know? Did someone just did they just say, no, we're not allowed to have this? This is just a rant I have for Ice Barriers. Why is this not an Ice Barrier? And that is it for the video. And I know I'm not the only one. Somebody tell me why this is not an Ice Barrier in the comments if you know. Is it a lore thing? If you guys got a link to a more recent Ice Barrier lore, I would love to hear it. Again, thank you for watching. Let me know any things I can do to improve these decks and improve these videos, and I hope to see you in the next one. I hope this wasn't too long. I like to give an in-depth analysis for everything. Thank you. Have a great day.